Anyway, let's do it. Friday night footy. Friday night footy. Just going to go. I love doing that. It annoys the 5-year-old when you just like sort of screw with the song just enough and like you break your voice and it's like great. Adelaide Oval though, it's 7:40 p.m. 13.5-point favourites are the Crows, which is about right considering they're playing at home.
Yeah, I think whoever was home would have that line.
Yeah.
I think between these two, yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit generous. Like to me, it's kind of like maybe 8.5 would be a little bit more. I mean, Essendon last week, like you look at this, like that Bombers team, you're like, oh, I don't know what to expect.
No.
Now they're on the road.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So the over-under is 173.5. I feel like that's not high enough. I'd expect a little bit more because we saw Essendon put up a score last week and Adelaide obviously did as well.
But Adelaide are the second worst offense in the comp, Jim. So I don't know if
Adelaide did still, however, manage to put up a score
last week. They put a big score,
like at Marvel, right? So,
yeah. So if they're back, they can put up a big score. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
say more about Carlton though.
Possibly.
They also did kick what, like 16-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 16-4 or something.
Yeah, 16-4. Yeah. So
maybe,
that helps, yeah.
Maybe not. But my big point for that is though, I don't think either of these teams are like defensively inclined.
No, you're right.
So
definitely not.
I feel like the over is my play there. All right, take us through some of the ideas here, stats boy, for some of the stats.
Well, Essendon have won their last 6 matches against the Crows, which surprised me a little bit. Last 6, including last year by 3 goals, was pretty close last year. Adelaide, as I just said before, 17th in offense. They're only averaging 65 points. I think Alex has mentioned that a bunch of times. That's still after they scored 100 was it 101, 100 last week?
Last week.
Yeah, 100 on the dot, and they're still only averaging 65. That's a big worry, so that would have been like the 50s. Essendon also were belted in their last trip at Adelaide Oval when we were there in Gather Round. So
That's right.
they're not too bad at the Adelaide Oval, Essendon, but their recent trips there have been abysmal.
Interesting. Ins and outs. We've got Butts and Crouch obviously out for the Crows. Butts is injured. Crouch has been suspended. Jai Menzies out for the Dons. The ins, it's like what?
Belace and Scholl, who have gone in and out 3 times, I reckon, this season already.
Literally, yeah.
Matty Nicks can't make up his bloody mind. These two are probably thinking, I thought I was all right.
That's not good for their confidence.
No, it's not at all. Yeah.
It's pretty funny though.
It is pretty funny. Yeah. But it's very weird.
They're just a couple of yo-yos, man.
Yeah.
In and out, in and out, in and out. Off you go. And for the Bomb Rays,
yeah, Satas.
Say that again.
I forgot. Say that again. How do you say his name again?
Satas.
Satas. Yeah. Satas. I don't know. That sounds way better. Satas. Like a bit of Fantasia. That sounds better. Yeah.
it is a weird matchup. And I just went, whatever, cool. The big question here is, can Essendon play well 2 weeks in a row?
Well, I actually wrote that in there, but then now that I think about it, same that you could put that for Adelaide as well. Can either of these teams play well 2 weeks in a row? The way
Adelaide were 0-4, snuck by Carlton because Carlton capitulated right at the end and completely cooked that game. Essendon, that was a crazy bounce back after the week prior, right? So I don't know.
I think the Dogs didn't take their chances. I think it was, the second quarter where they dominated, and that should have been a much closer game. Whereas Adelaide at home, surely I think they're going to click into gear at some point. I said they were going to have a really big season. They haven't, but they've got the personnel to do that. So I think Adelaide can win pretty comfortably.
Is that your pick?
Yeah. If I'm getting into my pick, Adelaide by 15, maybe even more. I reckon, at home, I don't give Essendon a chance.
I think Adelaide win as well. I think Essendon have actually been a bit lucky this year with opposition scores being like very, very inaccurate.
Yeah.
Looking at expected score last week, Dogs actually were meant to win by a point. I know you don't read into it.
Oh, we got XG. Here we go.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's a good indication
of how many like inside 50s and shots on goal. Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of Essendon's goals are quite fluky, like outside 50, like Stringer winning a goal against St Kilda outside 50, things like that. Yeah, I just think they're a bit lucky, so I'm going the Crom here.
Yeah, the Crom.
Not bad. The Bombers are just such a hard read.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think you had them in your finals. Most people didn't.
I had them and the Dogs in finals.
Most people didn't, but they're just so hard.
I just can't. Like, I want to.
You could see him finishing 8th, but then you could see him finishing 12th.
Initially, I was taking Essendon, but I can't. I'm going Adelaide by 1.
1?
Right there. It's going to be an absolute breathtaking finish at the Adelaide Oval.